Good evening. Before we get started tonight, I would like to put up this caution for everybody. We are here tonight to talk about the upcoming last season 11 of The Walking Dead. I know that some of you have already seen season 11, episode 1, but most of us haven't. Please be respectful of those and keep any spoilers to yourselves. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Please sound off in the comments so that you are entered in our weekly prize giveaway. Let me introduce everyone tonight. On the panel we have Teresa Byrge-Irwin, Christine Clegg, and then I'm your host, Joe Anderson.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
So we got, they dropped a trailer not too long ago. I'm sure they dropped a lot of them, but they dropped a trailer not too long ago for season 11, and one of the first scenes you see is Maggie and Negan. So is Maggie ever going to be able to dispatch Negan? Christine, what are your thoughts on that?
I think I don't know. I'm thinking she's going to get to a place where she will maybe not completely forgive him, but be able to work with him. That's what I'm hoping. In my mind, I think she'll see more and more that he is repentant. He certainly regrets what he did, and I think he will, get to a point where they'll have to work together for the good of the whole group. And lots of people say, oh, so he'll probably save like little Herschel's life or something like that, and maybe, that seems kind of predictable, but maybe that is what will happen, and that'll be what in her eyes brings, his full redemption, I guess. So I think they're going to have to work together, rather than maybe at the start. I don't think it's going to be comfortable, but I think they will have to work together. Just the way it's going to go.
Yep. What do you think, Teresa?
I think the same thing. I think they're going to have to come to some kind of common ground. They're going to be able to work with one another for the greater good. They're not going to like one another. She's not going to like it, and I say Negan will probably like it because she's going to come to some kind of understanding. But yeah, I think that they're going to be able to get along, and who knows, they may even get a little closer.
Well, I think that. Go ahead, Christine.
No, I'm going. Yeah, I'm kind of not hoping they get that close. I'm thinking that would be like too weird. But yeah, I think they will. I just think they'll have to, because I think she'll see that he has some use, and that, and maybe all that he's doing to try and help the group is sort of, appealing in her eyes. She just sees it's necessary. There's nothing she can do, but
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think she sees him as a resource. She sees that he's a good resource, and that's why she's keeping him alive. Which that's why she's not just why she's not killed him yet. And two, I think I'm kind of thinking she is a little guilty over, because she knows she's partly at blame as to what happened with Rick too, and that's so.
I definitely, but I think I think it's not going to be a comfortable sort of. I don't think we're going to see this. Oh yes, let's all join hands and off we go together off into the sunset. But I think it's going to be very comfortable, and I think he's partly going to be, because of that, is he sort of still does a lot to piss everybody off, to still see part of the old Negan, but not completely hate him. It's sort of like, he's not just going to go, oh, I'm so sorry, and just be this, quiet, person. He's still doing stuff just to get under her skin. And I kind of like that, because I think that's, we don't want him to just some nothing person who...
They always trade barbs with each other, so, and they also showed Negan saving Maggie throughout in it, so you just never know what's going to happen between those two. But diversity does bring strange bedfellows, so.
Very true. So, and she's had opportunities to kill him before, and she hasn't. So
yeah, I think that opportunity, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Yes, I think so. I don't think there's going to be any. I don't think, obviously, it could happen. They could do it. They always like to surprise us, but I just don't see it going that way. I just think that, you know, there'll be gradually this, okay, we're in this together, let's just get on with it. We don't particularly like each other, but, you know, let's just see how it goes. And I think they'll have to work together. And then, you know, he will, I think, work very hard to make sure that he is still useful, so that there's no chance that, you know, someone else is, or anyone's just going to bump him off. It's like, okay, we've got enough out of you, so see ya. But I think, yeah.
Let's see here. But also in the trailer, you also see Alden standing in the background and just looking at Maggie. I've always kind of wondered, does Alden have feelings for Maggie? And if so, is that going to get in the way between him and Negan and her?
I don't know. I mean, I've thought that before. And, you know, I mean, he and Enid were together then at the end, or before Enid was killed. So, yeah, I often wondered that. Because I really like Alden. I think he's a great character. And I'm glad he's sort of, you know, right at the end there, when he chose, you know, to leave the Saviours and to come and join them, I thought, oh, this is really good. He'll become a really good character. And I do like him. So, yeah, that would actually be very interesting. And, yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
That would be interesting, too. I think he has a lot of respect for her, and I think he feels like he owes her a lot, because she did give him a second chance and you know, let him prove himself to her. So I'm not so sure if it might be any love there or not. You know, I think it's more just respect for. I may be wrong though.
Oh yeah, well, true, but I think you can see, because at the start she wasn't willing at the start necessarily to trust him, and you know, she could have killed him along with others that they killed and thought, no, you're never going to be able to work with us. But she did allow him to come in. I think he's very grateful. So yeah, whether it leads to something else, who knows?
Right.
You know, it could, and I think it would be interesting dynamic. But yeah, we'd have to see what they decide.
Right. Yep. Whenever you see dogs standing by somebody with a Reaper mask on, who do you think that is, Teresa?
Oh, I'm like 100% sure, pretty certain that that's going to be Leah. I just can't see dog being. I mean, he's standing there. You see him in that shot in the trailer. He's standing next to that person, and I just don't see dog going in, running from Daryl and standing next to just some random person. So I really think that it's going to end up being Leah.
Yep. I think Teresa,
that
you agree with that?
Yes. Well, I've always thought that she was going to come back. I thought the way that it was left in that little one-off episode certainly gave scope for her to come back and be in it. And when she was talking about a group that she was with, and then something happening to that group, and then we got these Reapers and that, I'm thinking it's got to be her. So yeah, for sure.
Right. What about there's a Reaper plunging down with the weapon, and Daryl yells no, and then a dog whelps. This dog dead.
No, I hope not. So weird.
I don't know.
He can't die. Like in this show, so many people die, and you know, some of it's like really, really sad. But how much sadder is it when it's a dog? I don't know. It's like everyone's like, no, don't kill the dog.
These trailers are made to mislead us.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I really think that, you know, dogs just jump back and he yelps or whatever. I mean, it could be that, because you know how, I mean, I can't think of one right off the top of my head, but I can like remember there being a few things from season 10, from that trailer, that was very misleading, that, you know, you thought that so-and-so something was going to happen to him or her. And actually it was like two separate incidents, you know. So yeah, I think they're misleading us, hopefully.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope he's not dead. They do that though because I'm sure the trailers are there to give us a little teaser for the show, but I think they're also there to go, lead us one way and then go, no, we're going this way. I think they're definitely. I think I don't know. Dogs still being alive is important for the show. That's just me. I love dogs, but
right.
I don't think he will. I think it'll be like you said, Teresa. They're just trying to get us to think one way, and then they'll pull it back and take us a totally opposite way. So let's hope so, for dog's sake.
Dog's sake. All right, let's see here. What can we get into now? Why are the Reapers after Maggie? I'm just throwing that out to anybody who wants to answer.
Gosh, I am so curious to know. I am like super curious to know because, here she is like demanding justice because of what, Negan. Yes, it was terrible what Negan did to Glenn. And she acts like she, deserves this justice. But she's done something to them.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
Yeah, and it's just, her hands aren't clean.
No.
So, I think she needs to jump off that high horse.
That's right. I think, I guess we're going to find out where she's been and what she's done more. And
I'm sure she's going to, it's going to be something where she thought she was going to be able to take care of that situation and probably thought that was going to be able to take something from them. Went in there with too much confidence or whatever, and or it could be she took one of their people from them.
Right.
That could be it.
Yeah, I think it could be that too. It's one or the other. Well, I mean, of course it is.
No, I think that could be a part of the way the story goes. Is that here is Negan kind of looking for redemption and Maggie not quite willing to give it, but then if we see that something in her past means that she also should be looking for some sort of redemption, then maybe she'll sort of find some common ground with him like that, because it'll be like, okay, I see where you're coming from, what's happened yet, maybe I was in the wrong too. I don't know. They may not get that deep into it, but sometimes that could be what happens, and that could sort of bring them to a sort of same, level playing field. It's like, okay, we're both here, both going to start again, and so let's get married and have kids. No, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think so. That's too far-fetched. I don't think we can go from where we are now to that in even an extended season. I don't think 24 episodes would cover it. So, they might leave it open-ended perhaps and go, well, you never know.
Right. I know you don't know the answer to this, Christine, because you and I haven't read the comics. So, Teresa, what's the difference between the Commonwealth, the CRM, and the Reapers?
Well, the CRM and the Reapers weren't part of the storyline in the comics. You do have this one group that's called the Scavengers, but they were more of the cannibals, more like the ones that they gave the Terminus people that, but I mean, they're not, like you said, they're not part of the comics, but they're just going to be
the comics. CRM, no CRM.
No CRM, no. The Commonwealth is the biggest community that's out there, of like 50,000 plus. So you think that the Commonwealth, like, so Rick went to the CRM? Is that what they're saying? Rick is with the CRM. Well, I mean, we saw him be taken away in that hospital helicopter.
So when this is over with, then we're done with the Commonwealth. Then we'll go to the CRM. Then is what they're kind of hinting at, maybe.
I mean, a lot of people are saying it's going to be a big war, between Alexandrians, Commonwealth against the CRM.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Michonne, she's gone to the. Is that when we saw her going off following all those people?
Michonne's going after the CRM.
Yeah, but we're really not going to see much of that story, I don't think, in these movies.
We'll see that in the movies, yeah.
Right. Well, what I was kind of thinking was maybe they'll do either this is just talking about Michonne and trying to find Rick. They'll either try to do either webisodes like they've done in the past, those short episodes.
True.
Showing little snippets of things, and they're kind of show her little travels through the time to find it, or even do a small spin-off and for coming up to the movie, know what I'm kind of saying, to show her progressing through to find Rick.
Right.
Okay.
That's
they need something to link.
That would be good. I would like to see something like that.
I would like that. And we'll hopefully link into it as well, but we know Rick's not going to be on there.
Right. No. Dimple and Japan both said Rick's not going to be in
there,
in season 11, or on the other show, the World Beyond. But speaking of World Beyond, this is getting off of season 11 a little bit, but I mean they're all coming together here in the end. It looks like instead of Heath being in the seat at the the Heath being in the CRM, could it be Jadis that they're going to be showing instead? Kind of giving us a hint for coming up on movies on that end.
I think that's who we're possibly. I think that's going to be one of those familiar faces that we'll see will be Jadis.
Rick is going to be Jadis. Yeah, it'll probably be. Well, that'd be a familiar face, and we know she's gone there. So, I mean, all the series at the moment, their link is the CRM. So that can't be like a coincidence where they've just brought it in haphazardly. They're obviously meaning that to link together. Right. So I don't quite know how they're going to do that with 3 series. Like, I don't think we're going to have multiple crossovers. They did that.
Well, that's like why I'm kind of thinking that kind of like season 11 part 1 is going to be a continuation of season 10 where the Reapers were introduced, and Ezekiel and Prince and all them went to the Commonwealth, and maybe at the end of the first 8 episodes they're going to bring the Commonwealth in to save the day, and the Reapers are going to be gone after the end of part 1, maybe.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think
there you go.
I think they're just going to be this first 8 episodes. They'll probably be done with those by the end of the 8 episodes.
With the Reapers, right?
With the Reapers.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the Commonwealth, to me, like, I know they're meant to be, basically they are friendly, but they don't come across at the moment.
Looking at the previews, they're sitting there being interrogated, and they got all those interrogation tools of torture sitting on the table right beside them. So are they really that nice?
No. I think they're past or something, and now they've just got these stringent rules in so that they don't bring someone in who's going to harm them. Or is that why they're like that? So I don't know.
Teresa?
Well, they, in the comics, they are, they look good from the outside, and they are for the most part. It is a good group of people.
They're the governor, huh?
I'm sorry, what?
The governor, with the governor, they're good on the outside, and then the people in charge aren't really all that great.
Right. Like Dwight, his character in the comics, he views her as another Negan, Pamela Milton. He's like really disgusted with her. He's like that character is like he really hates the Pamela Milton. Mm-hmm. But they it's a social class, and You know, if you weren't well up, you know, wasn't well up there in before the ZA, then you're not going to be high up there post.
In other words, if you're a janitor, you're always a janitor, huh?
Exactly. If you're a janitor, you're always a janitor. And that's like, you know, that's part of like why they do all their interrogations. They're weeding them out, you know, and trying to the elite.
See what happens to the ones who don't make it through. Like they talk about this reprocessing or something. I'm like, what happens? You know, there's got to be some that don't make it through. Where do they go? I guess they'll come up somewhere. But like, they have could have, you know, really bad ones inside. You know, you've got corruption and you've got people on power trips and stuff. So, you know, we might just be seeing on the trailer, seeing these people and not seeing the good because, you know, I know in the comics that Michonne is still alive. She comes there, finds her daughter. So obviously, you know, if someone like that's there, her daughter, then there must be some, you know, there must be good there. If people are like looking, because there's that wall that you see, which looks like all these people who are missing and they've got to be reunited. So, yeah, but we don't know who in our group is reuniting with someone, if they even are. We're just, because Michonne's not there, obviously. So, you know, but you could think that
what's her name? Is it Yumiko? Isn't she a lawyer in her past life?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she is. So I want her.
She'll get that.
Yeah.
That storyline.
I'm sure she's getting it.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks in a way. I think really should have went to someone that's been around a little longer.
Yes. Yeah, I've been thinking that.
My opinion.
Yeah, we sort of haven't been as invested in her story because she is really relatively new. Whereas who's been there like pretty much the whole time, you'd think that would be a good, you know, reunited story. It'd be just rather than her, but if that's the way they go.
It was nice that they made Alden and Jerry put them on the head screen with their names at the beginning of the show, so they made them big honchos. We ought to see more from them in the coming episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can mean several different things. Not good for them in the long run.
Well, I mean, if they put their names on up there at the beginning, though, it pretty much means that they'll make it to at least part 3 of the series. They're not going to kill them off right away.
That's right.
This is their first season as, I don't forget what they're called, but you know, main characters. They've always been side characters. So
yeah, that's true. So it'd be interesting. There's going to be a lot of speculation about who's going to survive right to the very end. Is there going to be a character who's been there right from the beginning or close enough that's going to make it all the way to the end? So I don't know.
Saying that, Teresa, who's going to make it to the end?
Who's going to make it to the end?
Yep.
Oh, it's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't have enough info to go on at this time. I don't know. I really Carol we know they are, which kind of sucks. I wish we didn't know that.
Daryl and Carol.
You know, I want to see Gabriel make it through.
Yeah,
I don't think so. I think he's going to get one of the, well, from something I read from somebody else, that he's going to
not go well.
So yeah. So I mean, and that really, I really love Gabriel. I think he's came a long way, but I think Eugene definitely is making it through the end. 100%. 100%.
Which should be
100%.
He's bumbled his way through so much of it for him to make it to the end. God, anyone could make it then. He can get there. But I agree with that. Because I think he
gets the railroad back up and running, or gets it started, or something like that. Yeah.
So yeah, he could. I would like Gabe to as well, because I think, yeah, you're right. We've seen his redemption story, and we've seen where he was to, you know, wanting to have Rick and that group killed, to what he's become now and how useful he is to the group. So I would like to see him to the end, but yeah, it may not be who we want to see, and not necessarily the ones that make it. And if you're looking at being there from episode 1, apart from Rick, you're looking at Morgan, but then we'd have to do a crossover anyway, again, and make it to the very end, because he is pretty much the only one from F1. But then we still do have Daryl and Carol from right at the start as well. So,
I think they'll have to. I believe they'll have to leave before the very end. I don't think that they'll be in all the way through episode 24, because
go, and then we see.
There's gonna have to be a time jump, you know, and they can't be in that time jump if, I don't know.
Well, that time jump is going to have to be for another day.
Time jumps, they're game changers. It's like, whoa.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure we will be talking more about this and time jumps and everything next time we.
Oh yeah, I'm sure next time.
11, so.
Probably about, I don't know, several weeks from now, you know, there's going to be, we're going to have boxes of tissues out. And it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions for season 11 is.
We will pick this up for part 2 right before part 2 begins in the next couple weeks. So, you have anything else you'd like to say before we close tonight, Christine?
No, I don't think so. Just looking forward to this season, even though, as Teresa said, it's going to be a roller coaster, because we know that this is the last, and not everyone's going to make it to the end. So,
but the thing is, it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. But we all can watch it together. Join me on Sunday night for the episodes at 9:00, and I'll have a post up in the group, and we'll all just chat throughout we'll be there for each other. We'll be there to help each other get through it.
All right. With that being said, I think we'll close off. For me, good night, everyone, and thank you for joining us.
Good night.